Hey guys, what's going on? Paul here, and yes, I'm finally back with another video. No, I haven't left the space completely. I just kind of lacked the motivation, I suppose, to do videos over December. I was still in the office every day. I was still looking up the news. I was still doing some trading on my own. But when I'd done the research for videos, there was lots of days I come in and said, yes, I'm doing a video today. And by the time I'd finished the research, either someone came in, something came up, or some days I was just like, there was nothing important to actually talk about or nothing worth talking about at the time. So what I'm going to do today, I'm not going through the markets. I'm going to go through some of the lessons that I personally learned in 2018 to hopefully help you. Some of the lessons the market learned in general, and then an outlook for 2019, both for crypto and where I am personally going myself, what I'm putting my time into, and what you can expect from the channel, so you can decide if you want to keep watching or go somewhere else. So put a few things down here and let's jump on into them. So predictions, bring this up where I can see it. Predictions on Bitcoin mean sweet fuck all really. So people, including myself, made predictions last year, and I would say 99% of people were completely wrong. There's people out there now saying, oh, I told you so, I told you it was going to sub 5 to 3,000 to 2,000 levels. And what I would ask is, how many of the people who made them predictions, among multiple predictions they made, how many people actually put their own money where their mouth is on these low predictions? So any predictions you see, take with a pinch of salt. We can all get a feeling of where things are going, but timelines and predictions was a big lesson last year that nobody really knows. There's so much manipulation, so much going on behind the scenes that people don't know about, that it's impossible for any everyday normal person, even anyone on YouTube, to make a prediction. So look, we've seen lots of the big guys, Mike Novogratz and I can't think of the other guys now. I had a list in my head, doesn't matter. But all making predictions and changing their predictions throughout the year and going higher and then lower and higher. And again, even the guys, a lot of the guys who are the big guys in the know, cannot put a pinpoint on where Bitcoin is going by a certain date. So what you need to do is decide whether you are long-term, in it long-term perspective is that is going to new highs, or whether you think eventually it's going to go to zero. You decide, and then decide what to do with your portfolio. Set take profits. And so set take profits and take them. Don't keep changing them. A lot of people, including myself at times, set price levels where it was like, oh, if it gets to this level, then yeah, I'll cash something out, I'll take some out and all this kind of stuff. And human nature seeps in, the greed seeps in, and it's like, oh, well, it's flying, it's just going to keep going up, so we'll wait and we'll wait and we'll wait. And a lot of people waited too long and ended up losing an awful lot of money. Now, what I've done for this year is, look, I have a set amount of my portfolio that I am holding for the next 1 to 2 years minimum, because I see the space only going one way in the longer term. So I've set that completely aside, that I can't touch it at all. And then I have a small bit that if price levels hit that I like, that I can cash out or I can do whatever I want with. That is my trading portfolio that I am trading on. I'm kind of getting back to trading on a daily basis now, trading different currencies in and out to get smaller profits and increase my overall Bitcoin amount. So I've set some price levels. I've set the amount of Bitcoin that I would happily cash out at them levels, and I'm just going to wait and see now. I'm going to look at it once more later on today and finalize that, and then let it run. And I will stick 100% to cashing out at them levels if we can hit them prices and see how it goes. I think, without giving advice to anyone, that everyone should look at their own situation, when they need funds, what price levels they would be happy to actually take some out at, and always take profits along the way. The market cap of crypto is absolutely tiny. When you look at Wall Street trading trillions and trillions of dollars every day, the overall market cap of 121 billion market cap, and the actual, what was it? The actual traded volume of The trading volume in the last 24 hours on crypto has been 16 billion. So compared to trillions and trillions of dollars being traded every day on Wall Street, that is absolutely tiny. So these guys right now, they don't really care much about crypto. Some of them have come in and made some good profits. Lots of them coming in on the futures and shorting. But overall, the big majority of Wall Street does not care about crypto yet, until we get some sort of regulation. Regulation isn't what everyone wants by any means, but I think long term for mass adoption, we are going to have some sort of regulation, especially when you see the amount of scams that were in the industry. A lot of them have been cleared out, which is a good thing. 2018 has cleared out a lot of that shit as well. But overall, we are still tiny with some huge room to grow. The market cap is not real money, whatever you want to call real money. So it's not actual real money value, because when you look at the market cap, I will do a video separate on this, but when you start looking at the market cap, so let's look at Bitcoin here. Bitcoin market cap of $63 billion. This is saying that the overall this is what Bitcoin is worth. So it's basically taking the circulating supply, which we know that about 1/3 is probably gone from people losing private keys and everything like that. Completely lost, will never be recovered. When you multiply all of this by the actual price right now, that's how they make up the market cap. In reality, say none of it was lost, it was that 17 million. If everyone decided to sell their 17 million Bitcoin right now, do you think everyone could sell them for the $3,600? Not a chance. You would be coming way, way, way down. So the actual market cap of actual money in the market is a lot lower. I will do a video talking specifically about that, digging into it and why these figures look like that and what the reality of them is. We'll do that in a separate video. It's not a bad thing. It's just to actually clear up the facts for people. The volume in OTC is growing and growing all the time. There's speculation out there that there's guys that say they're in the know that say OTC volumes are 2x what's actually going on the real markets. OTC is basically over-the-counter deals where people agree a set price for a set number of Bitcoin and the transfer is done privately. So I'm not one of the guys in the know, so I can't tell you for sure on that. There are guys that I follow that have come out and said they have personally witnessed a lot of OTC deals and that the volume is growing all the time there, which is good for the market. But we need to bring that into the market as well, so that it will actually start driving up the price of Bitcoin when all these volumes of Bitcoin are being bought. ICOs are dead, STOs are the future. I won't claim to be an expert on STOs. It's definitely an area that I need to do a lot more research into. There's a lot of buzz about it. They would be registered securities that are being sold. ICOs are the dead. I don't think ICOs are 100% dead. I think they definitely need some regulation in there, and there are big changes that are going to happen there. But it's a market that has been pretty much killed off in 2018, and rightly so for the shit that went on in late 2017, 2018. We all got caught up in the hype of it, and the chances to 10x, 20x, 100x coins from ICOs. But a lot of them have been found out, and a lot of the ICOs that done, or a lot of the companies that done ICOs in late 2017, 2018, they're extremely quiet now, because if they did not cash out their crypto when they'd done their ICO, they are in big financial trouble now. But again, we'll wait and see what happens. Terms associated with shit projects. So these are the types of terms that we've seen that were advertised with a lot of projects, and I still see, like, ICOs haven't gone away. ICOs are still happening. It's just that nearly no one is talking about them now, but there are still some happening in the background. So any project that comes out and says we're better than Bitcoin, just ignore it. It's more than likely going to be a shit coin. Ones that start off missed the Bitcoin boat in 2019, then jump on whatever their coin is and we will be the next one. Again, pure shit talk. That would tell me that the person or the company talking about that has no clue what's going on. XYZ on the blockchain. Not saying all of these were shit projects, but everything was jumping onto blockchain. The this is the whatever industry on the blockchain. Not all industries need to be on the blockchain. Blockchain is a public ledger. Yes, it's immutable, and there are lots of good aspects to it, really good aspects to blockchain. I'm a big believer long term in it, but not everything needs to be on the blockchain. And a lot of companies jumped on it because it was easy to raise funds to build the projects they wanted to build, but in reality, their industry or their niche, whatever they're in, might not need to be on the blockchain at all. And it's something I will get into in the next few weeks as well. So people look at the Bitcoin highs. Then are we going to hit a new high with Bitcoin and everything like that? So another perspective that I can't remember who put it out on Twitter, but this is a really good way to look at it as well. Back in 2012, the lowest Bitcoin went was $4. Then you come all the way up to 2017, the lowest was $780. And in 2018, the low was $3,200. Yes, we are on that downward trajectory at the minute, but 2019, it is going to be very interesting to see where it fits on this scale. Will it be the first year that, actually no, not the first year, because 2015 was below the previous year's low. But then, as you can see, you do have lots of analysts now comparing us back to 2014. And is 2019 going to fit in here with a lower price than 3,200 to then rise up in 2020 with the halving of Bitcoin? Again, all speculation. Nobody really knows. I do think we will be above this 3.2 level. How much above it? No idea. And again, that's personal opinion, so we could be below it. Outlook for crypto. Q1 is important with Bakkt and the ETF. Again, both are contentious subjects. Not everyone likes them. I would say Bakkt is probably going to be delayed again. With the shutdown in the US, they still, as far as I have read, haven't got all the clearances they need to actually launch. So that's waiting on the government to come back. What the fuck is going on? Like, the government's completely shut down over there, or basically completely shut down. That does affect the ETF and the SEC as well. There was Jake Shavinsky, good guy to follow on Twitter. He's a lawyer. He came out and said, some people were saying, oh, that if the SEC doesn't make a decision on something by the proper date, then it's automatically approved. But Jake came out and said, like, look, this isn't going to happen. For something like this ETF, they have to have a skeleton crew there. They can at least put out an announcement to say that it's been delayed or it's been whatever. They don't have the resources to actually make a proper decision on it. But the chances of this being approved by default are very, very slim. So for people who don't like Bakkt and ETF and the regulation all coming in, I do see the point of it. It gets away from where Bitcoin is. You own your own funds and you own your private keys. You're on 100% control. So I think having that is absolutely brilliant. There is the other side of the coin where a huge majority of people will never ever want that responsibility, or will never be able to take that responsibility of actually owning their own private keys and keeping them safe, and understanding that if they lose them private keys, they lose every bit of their funds and there's no coming back. So I think having custodians, having the likes of Bakkt, having other custodians come out that are insured, that the funds are insured, so it's not like we see Cryptopia exchange has been hacked there yesterday, supposedly hacked. Them funds are not insured. So anyone who had the funds there is gone. Whereas when you have custodians, if something like that happens, there is insurance, so the people don't lose their funds. But then you are coming back to the bank situation where it's some other entity that holds your money. But again, it's a far better step up than the banks for me. New highs in 2019, the reality is, who knows? Nobody really knows at all. Last year I thought we would hit new highs, an awful lot of people did, and we didn't. We didn't get near hitting new highs. So 2019, do we see it? Personally, I don't know. I think we can make a charge for 10,000 at some stage. Getting through that level is going to be very, very hard with lots of resistance. So I will be watching. Not going to make a prediction on where we're going to be. Coming into 2020, we do have the halving of Bitcoin, so there's only going to be half the rewards in 2020 that miners currently get. So economically speaking, that should drive the price up. If people are getting less rewards for putting in the same work, there is less supply being there's less supply being added to every day. So in economic terms, it should start pushing up the price to be less supply, hopefully a lot more demand. But again, we'll wait and see. Big majority of companies that raised, already mentioned this in the 2018 outlook or look back, if they raised in late 2017, early 2018, a lot of them are fucked right now because a lot of them held funds in crypto, and crypto is down 80-90%. And if they held stuff in their own tokens, a lot of tokens are down 95% as well. I've seen one, I'm not going to mention the name because I don't want to name the wrong project, but they were talking about trading Bollinger Bands, and they were taking what they had left from their ICO, they were taking them funds and they were going to start trading it. And if they stuck to the strategy that they said in the video a few weeks ago, there's a good chance that they have lost everything right now. I'm not going to put out names because if I say the wrong one, starts FUD or people start giving out that I'm, I don't know, targeting one project individually. But for a company who raised funds to build a platform to actually go out and start trading them funds now, it's just crazy. And it is a sign that there is regulation needed in ICOs and there is accountability needed behind them. I think all the ones that have happened in the past, in reality, there is not much can be done by anyone to claw that back or to even impose sanctions on them because there was no real rules there. But going forward, then that is where any company raising funds, there will have to be new measures put in. There was something out the other day that the SEC has 1 year to chase a company that didn't register as a security. Again, I haven't checked this out with the SEC, so do your own research on it, but they have 1 year to go in and check with or go in and investigate a company that didn't register with an SEC and actually bring charges to them. They have up to 2 years if the company has committed fraud, but that's it. Legally, that is it. Is there loopholes? I don't know. With so many ICOs in crypto, I don't know if they can chase them all. SEOs again, are they the new ICO? A lot of people say they are, but for me personally, as I say, it's not an area I know a whole lot about yet in SEO, so I need to do my research in it, but I just put it in anyway. Personally, I'm going back to education, and by that I mean getting back to, look, I have a good understanding of smart contracts, blockchain, all to a certain degree, but I want to get a deeper understanding of the inner workings of all of them. So I'm going back through, I did buy Ivan on Tech's smart contracts course a few months ago. I didn't go through it, have started going through it this week. So I'm going to be going through that. I do have a bit of a tech background, so I'm interested in getting deeper into it and learning how to actually build these smart contracts properly, how they interact with the blockchain, all the inner workings of it. Again, blockchain as well. I want to dig into, I'll be doing other courses as well. I will share some of the courses that I do. Some will be free, some might be paid. I don't know yet. But, and they won't be courses that I do. These are courses that I will be learning from. I want to learn about the different types of blockchains, the different way, look, I know there's different types and different setups, architectures, but I want to understand why companies are building different architectures. So it will help me as well in when I'm reviewing companies for my own personal investments, or if I do decide to review some to share, then I can straight away highlight in on the facts of technically why they do something, or why, or question why would they go such a route, and see if they are talking BS or not. I want to finally get my deep dive crypto side out. I am sticking very heavily in crypto. I'm still a big believer in it long term, so deepdivecrypto.com will be going live very soon. I will put together a basic course. This is going to be a free course. It's going to be like a day one in crypto. What do you do? What do you need to understand? How you can buy your first crypto? What's an exchange? Basic trading on an exchange. I will add more and more advanced ones as time goes on, but that's definitely something, and I want people to hold me accountable that needs to be, the site needs to be out within the week, and within a week and then the course out within a week or two after that. I'm back trading more on, I kind of stopped trading or wasn't trading as much for a long time. I'm back trading a lot more crypto and Forex as well. Both now on Forex, it's more on the bot side. I had some really good automated traders working there before Christmas. I had one running for 3 months. It was returning over 100% every month. The markets all crashed on January 2nd, and because it's a high risk bot, then it completely killed the account and it was dead. I am setting it up again because it was giving some great profits, but again, I know the risks, so I don't mind. If there's interest in it, I will start sharing. I'll do a video to show how I set it all up and everything like that. It will be free because I don't own the trading bot. I actually paid for it and then found out you can get it for free, so I will share that, and maybe some of the other ones that I do in testing along the way. Crypto and back trading pretty much every day, taking some signals, some trades of my own, just trying to grow my overall crypto balance. So it's trying to grow my Bitcoin balance all the time. So it's trading into some alts, looking for 5-10% profit and back out again. Exposing scams, I want to get back into this. People who've been following my channel for a long time know that I started out by just exposing some of the trading scams that I've seen out there. And there's more and more of them coming out all the time. And even the older ones, they're just reinventing their advertising and their marketing, and they're coming out and doing it again, talking about them being on these chat shows and stuff like that when they have never ever been, like Bitcoin Loophole, Bitcoin Trader, what else is there? Oh, Bitcoin Revolution, Bitcoin Compass, all this kind of shit. I see them going into the hemp markets now because that is the big buzz right now. So these same scams are moving over to that market, so I will expose them as well. This video has gone a lot longer than I thought it would, but for anyone who has stuck with it, I really appreciate it. I will be checking out the comments if there's certain types of videos you want to see, certain types of things you want to see on Deep Dive Crypto that will be specifically crypto, reviewing different I suppose support materials that's out there, softwares that's out there, anything that I think is useful for the crypto space. I will be looking at it. I will be sharing it on the site, in the site, and in videos as well. So thanks for watching, guys. If this is the first of my videos you've seen, don't forget to hit subscribe. Give the video a like if you got any value at all or any insights, and leave a comment down below. I will talk to you guys soon. Thanks for watching, and thanks for following as well.